produced a brilliant spell of fast bowling to dismantle the Indian batting lineup, taking 8 wickets in the first session on day 4, to bowl out the visitors for 278 in the second innings and win the third test by an innings and 76 runs. England's win at Headingley in Leeds helped the host level the 5-match series at 1-1. I am Radhika, and to discuss the third test match, I have with me cricket data analyst Nikhil Narayan. Hello Nikhil, welcome.
Hi Radhika.
How are you, Nikhil?
I'm all right.
Are you sure? Are you all right? Okay, Nikhil, we saw the match. What happened was unexpected and it just finished in a blink of an eye. What actually happened in the third test match?
So the story of this third test match can be summed up in basically a story of almost 2 sessions. India's collapse against 2 new balls, one on day 1 and the other on day 4. It was a collapse on day 1 with Jimmy Anderson taking 3 wickets, and it was a collapse on day 4 with Robinson and Anderson and Overton sharing the wickets amongst them. So that summed it up. The inability of the Indian batsmen, the top order, to face the new ball in conditions which helped the England bowlers summed up the story of the third test match.
Nikhil, I think we somewhere lost the match in the first innings itself. Do you feel that it is a very big defeat for India?
I mean, to lose by innings and 76 runs is
Right.
one of our worst defeats, especially after the win at Lords. We've lost the momentum. And we lost that if you get bowled out for 78, in 1.5 sessions on
Right.
day 1. I mean, it's impossible to come back. Very few teams have come back from, such a poor batting effort in the first innings. For this team, which aspires to be one of the best, Indian team of all time, to get bowled out for 78 in the first innings, it also was bowled out for 36 at Adelaide. Top teams cannot be bowled out for such poor scores.
Right. Exactly. Nikhil, I think our team did not perform the way we expected. On the contrary, England performed outstanding, especially talking about James Anderson. I think his magic spells, people gonna remember that. What do you feel about how Anderson played?
See, James Anderson is a world-class bowler. He's
Right.
the highest wicket taker amongst pacers in the history of Test cricket. He's also the best bowler in the history of bowling in England conditions.
Right.
He's the best swing and seam bowler ever. So Anderson exploited the conditions brilliantly on day 1. They were slightly overcast. What he did was 2 things he did differently. One, unlike at Lords, where he pitched the ball at good length and short of good length, he pitched the ball slightly fuller at Headingley.
Right.
So at Leeds, you always have to pitch the ball 30 centimeters fuller. Otherwise, the ball does too much. If you pitch it fuller, it just does enough to take the edge. So he did that, and what also he did was, apart from pitching the ball a touch fuller, he also, instead of bowling outswingers, which he did at Lords and Trent Bridge,
Right.
and which the Indian batsmen, especially the openers, left a lot, and they got comfortable. He didn't bowl outswingers to them. He started by bowling in-swingers, which made the batsmen play. So if you see how Rahul got out, he bowled 3 in-swingers to Rahul, and then he got one to nip away off the seam. Rahul edged. Similarly, Pujara, he bowled 2 in-swingers.
Right.
He got used to the ball coming in, and then he got one to swing away. Kohli, he got him in 214. He got him to drive edge to the keeper. So, there was a change in the modus operandi of Anderson in this test, and it worked brilliantly.
Exactly. I think Anderson played amazingly well, and with Anderson, England's batting was also up to the mark. Their run machine, Root, their opening partners, I think everyone done exceedingly well. What do you feel about England's batting lineup?
Correct. So the main problem for England was that opening partnership. Root needed support. He was coming out to bat at 10 for 2, 20 for 2, 30 for 2, still scoring hundreds. But, you cannot win test matches, if with the openers not performing. What happened in this test match was they changed the opening combination. Hamid opened with Rory Burns. They put on 135, which was their third highest opening stand since 2010 in England. So, and that set the match up. Root came more positively, scored a brilliant 100, third successive 100 in the series. He aggregates now more than 500 in the series, which is a record. His 23rd Test 100, equaling Kevin Peterson's record for England. His 6th century in 2021. He's the highest run getter in 2021. So, Root has been, India's nemesis with the bat. Also, David Malan, credit to him, he scored 70. He was playing his first test match since 2018 after 3 years, and he's a T20 specialist.
Right.
So him to come, he looked at ease, he looked very natural for test cricket. So so England's top order fired, and once they took a 300 plus run lead, I mean, the match was over.
Right. Nikhil, we generally talk about batting sides or batting lineup winning matches for us. But on the contrary, we are seeing that bowling sides or bowling combinations are winning matches for us. What is the difference that you feel there is between India's bowling lineup or India's bowling side and England's bowling lineup?
See, on paper, Radhika, India's bowling unit is more potent than England's.
Right.
England doesn't have the likes of Jofra Archer, Stuart Broad, Ben Stokes playing.
Right.
They only have one world-class all-rounder, world-class bowler, which is James Anderson. But they know the conditions better. They are better swing and seam bowlers, and that is what exactly they exploited at Headingley. 3 differences between how our bowlers bowled and their bowlers bowled. Our bowlers bowled good length, short of good length, which is a great line for other grounds, a great line for South Africa and Australia, but not a great line for England, especially Headingley, where you have to bowl a little fuller. England bowled fuller and benefited.
Right.
Also, our bowlers did not get much swing and seam. Shami got the least swing and seam in this match. In the first 10 overs, England's bowlers extracted 2.1 degrees of swing. Our bowlers in their first innings with the new ball only extracted 1 odd degree of swing, and it reduced to 0.6 with the second new ball. So there's a stark comparison in the ability to generate swing and seam of our bowlers with respect to their bowlers. Also, their bowlers got extra bounce from the wicket, which we could not get. Ollie Robinson used his height, 6 feet 5 inches, got the ball. They bowled in the corridors. They were relentless bowling in the corridors. We were not so good with the new ball. Ishant Sharma was poor. He bowled a number of wide deliveries, no balls. He had a rare bad test match since 2018. Jasprit Bumrah also, although he looked good bowling just short of a length, he didn't push the ball up. So our bowlers, made some basic errors for Headingley, which Anderson, Robinson and Overton did not.
Exactly, that's one of the points. Nikhil, India did try their best when it comes to day 3, but on the day 4 we saw something very different. They collapsed. Why do you think that happened? That they were trying in the day 3, but day 4 it was all gone.
Yeah, I mean, day 3, Pujara, Rohit Sharma, Kohli showed resilience. Batting conditions were slightly easier. The sun was out. The test was always going to be on day 4 against the second new ball. And when the test came, they succumbed, in the only one session on day 4. So, basically it was a collapse against the new ball. Anderson, Robinson and Overton bowled brilliantly. Again, they bowled a touch fuller. They bowled on the 4th stump. They bowled in the corridor of uncertainty. Robinson was especially impressive in the second innings. He got a 5-wicket haul. He used his height. He got the extra bounce, as I mentioned. He used the crease brilliantly. He bowled from wide of the angle, getting the ball to come in, but suddenly took it away off the seam or off the swing. So, they just used the conditions brilliantly. They were relentless, and India succumbed. I mean, as simple as that.
Yeah, Nikhil, what happened. Now the series is 1-1. What do you think that India can do, or India can make some changes in the 4th test match that is, to be played at Oval?
Right.
Do you think any specific strategy or any specific changes India should make?
I think India should make 3 changes. What will happen, I don't know, but the 3 changes are as follows. If I were the captain, I would certainly get R. Ashwin and remove Ishant Sharma. Ishant Sharma was poor in this test match. Yeah. We need R. Ashwin. If that does not happen, I think there will be protests all over India. So R. Ashwin needs to play. Also, we must remember the Oval is one of the best grounds for spinners in England. It has the best bowling strike rate for spinners in England. So R. Ashwin has to play. There are no doubts about it. And Ishant Sharma will be out. The second, which I have a doubt, I don't think Virat Kohli will do this, but should happen. I think Ajinkya Rahane needs a break. He's failed in the last 10 of his 17 innings. It's a very high failure rate for a middle order batsman. I mean, he gets 1 odd 50 in 15-20 innings. I mean, for a top class batsman of the Indian cricket team, that is too low a frequency. So Ajinkya Rahane needs to be rested. Surya Kumar Yadav should be given a chance at number 5. I don't think Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri are going to do that, but it should happen. Also, I think there's some news that Ravindra Jadeja has some knee injury. So he might sit out. And Shardul Thakur might come in. Let's see.
Exactly. Let's just hope that now the 4-test match brings us some good, and may India take out the series again. Thank you so much, Nikhil, for your insights. It was a fun chat to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Radhika.
Series is level right now. Both the teams will be eager to take the lead in the 4-test match to be played at Oval. But who will conquer Oval's throne? We'll know that soon. That's all in for today's episode of Summer of 21. For more updates, keep watching News 9 Digital.